Okay, welcome everyone to today's session. Today, what we are doing is building on the consumer theory, and we talked about a topic that is called law of diminishing marginal utility. And in this topic, we will be covering our objective is to find how to check if we are maximizing maximizing our total utility. So we start with the discussion that in our introduction course we discussed that our needs and wants never end. So our needs and wants are infinity, and we are more happy when we get more food. This was the reason why there is a scarcity, that there is no end of our needs and wants. So this was the topic that we started. But so why does not, so based upon that, why does not a consumer agent consume or eat infinite amount of food at one time? So since we already know we need more and more goods and services for our happiness, then why don't we consume infinite amount of food at same time? So for that, we need to study a theory that is called law of diminishing marginal utility. So in this theory, we will be focusing on the ways to have a look how we are not consuming infinite amount of food. So let's build upon this idea. So this law of diminishing marginal utility is defined as in a particular time. So particular time means in one sitting, means it can be a dinner, it can be a lunch, it can be a breakfast. When the taste remains same, taste taste remains mean taste related to that item. Means if you like eating burgers, so your likeness regarding that burger is same. So you will not change your taste regarding that item. So the decision to change the taste will not come in that sitting. So you will continue liking it in the same way. The if you are sitting in a, so in one sitting, when tastes are not changing, consumer agent will only buy as much of the same good as he can afford. So first criteria is the affordability. The affordability affordability which is based upon his resources. His resources. So he will buy according to his resources. Then what will happen if we have more resources? But the more that product is obtained by the consumer, comma, so the more he have it, the less he would need it, as he's getting less and less utility from it. So it is he's getting that. So utility from the first will be greater than utility from the second will be greater than utility from the third. So what it is saying is that when you get the product, it will give you some benefit, and that benefit is measured in terms of utility. So the more you get, the next one will give you less benefit. Okay, so this is marginal utilities. MUI. So marginal utility from 1 is greater than marginal utility from 2 is greater than marginal utility from 3. So this theory says that it will fall because your need is getting lower and lower, because you are not what you call it, you are not it's not useful for you anymore. So we have already discussed the utility comes from its usefulness. Usefulness. So the more you get it, the less useful it will be, because suppose if you're eating burger for your to eat, to remove the hunger, so the more you eat, the less hungry you will feel, and if you are less hungry, it is less useful. So that means Uh, so so it means that you are explaining, we are explaining the point that that if you are sitting in a, if you are what you call it, eating a food, maybe it's a lunch, and that sitting is constant, means you're only talking about the lunch time period, and the taste related to the burger is not changing, and you are eating a burger. So first of all, how many burgers you will buy, it depends upon how many you can afford. Okay, so affordability, it depends upon the affordability. So suppose you can afford 10 burgers, so will you eat 10 burgers or not? So the second portion is talking about that thing. So second portion is telling us that the more that product is obtained by the consumer, means the more you eat it, the less utility will get from it. So it means that the first burger will remove. So let's make a table in one corner. So I will make a table here. So you can say that, let me save it and clear it. So suppose your table is, this is units of burger, this is hunger removed, HR. So total hunger was 100 units. So you are 100 units hungry. So you are 100 units hungry. So now you have to think is how much first unit will give. So suppose you eat 1 unit of burger. So you will say that it will remove my hunger from 100 to, it will remove. You need to achieve 100 units. So you are zero here. So you are 100% hungry. You need to go from 0 to 100 so that your hunger is removed. So if you eat one burger, you will say it is 55. So almost half of your hunger is solved. Then there is, when you eat second unit, how much hunger will be removed? You say it's about 30. Okay, so how much it is? It is 85. Now then you say if you eat the third burger, 100 hunger removed is 15, and fourth will be 0, and fifth will be negative 15, because it is hurting you now. So this is marginal utility. So now I will write what we will do is we calculate the totals from here. So total is 55, total utility 55, 50 plus 30 is 85, 85 plus is 100. So you have maximized the utility at the third unit, and then 100 again, then it is 85. So this theory is saying us that when you consume a particular food in a single sitting, when tastes are same, first of all you will decide how many you can buy. So suppose you can afford 5 units. This is equal to afford. But will you eat five? It depends upon how much benefit you get. So based upon that utility criteria, you will eat. You will buy 3 units uh, because it is not giving you any benefit. So I will summarize it and then we'll move forward. So idea is we will go on a table, then it will tell you how to understand it. So the idea is that when you are going to buy items, first criteria is how many. So when you are going to buy items, the question comes, when you're going to buy items, the question comes how many items you want to buy. So the first question is how many to buy. Okay, so this is our first question when you go to buy maybe burgers. Second question is uh, how I will maximize my total utility. Okay, so maybe your answer here is, let me take a red color. So maybe you can buy 5 units because you have enough income in your pocket. So one burger costs you 100 rupees, you have 500 rupees, so you can afford 5 burgers. Now question is, will 5 burgers benefit you or not? So this series is telling us that you have to calculate that will these 5 burgers give you benefit. For that, we'll do the calculation. So the table I've given you was first burger was giving you 55 units of marginal utility. Second burger was giving you 30 units of marginal utility. Then third burger was giving you 15 units of marginal utility. Fourth burger was giving you 0 units of marginal utility. Fifth burger was giving you minus 15. So this, according to this theory, if I calculate total utility, what is the answer? So 55 plus 0 is 55. So 0 for the 0 units of burgers. So let me clear it up. So 55, and 55 plus 30 is 85. This is the calculation that we checked in the last class. And then 55 plus 15 is 100. And then 100 again, because 15 plus 100 plus 0 is 100. Then 100 minus 15 is 85. So according to marginal utility theory, okay, you should buy 4 units of burger because it is giving you maximum total utility. So answer should be 4 or 3. It depends upon if you know what is the outcome. So if you know the outcome in advance, if you know this table in advance, then you should buy 3. If you don't know what is the outcome, you should buy 4. So this series is telling us that first of all, we will look at how much we can afford. Then we will look at how many will give us benefit. So if you buy a fifth one, the total utility is decreasing. It is not maximum. The maximum is at a 3 or 4. So this theory is telling us that how much you can buy. Hopefully it is clear now. So we will go towards examples, then more detail will come later on. Okay. So for that, this is some assumptions that so low diminishing margin is that consumer will only eat one type of food. So when you are eating, there is only one type of food. If you are eating burgers, then there is only burgers. And time is fixed means it is one sitting, means it is lunch, dinner, or breakfast. And the urge or need of food is not changing. So if you want to eat burgers, so you are actually eating burgers, and you cannot buy more than you can afford. These are few assumptions. So this law specifies that at the start we'll get more happiness when we eat more of the same good. So when we start eating burgers, we'll get more happiness. Why? Because we were hungry and it was giving us 55 units. But when we eat more, we get tired. So you don't like eating same kind of food more and more. So what will happen? The utility was 55, then it became 30, then 15, then 0. So what you're doing, this decreasing number is showing us the tiredness or the decrease in benefit from that burgers and eating at that time. So a time will come will we stop. So when it is 0, we should stop. So when we are getting tired, the marginal utility from that food is decreasing. So this was a question that was asked in the previous class, that and it was discussed in the previous video, that the table was showing decrease in marginal utility, but I didn't give any reason why it was falling. The reason is when you eat same kind of food, you get tired or the benefit of it is reducing. So either you get tired, reason one, or either is its reason two can be its benefit is falling. So what will happen? The total utility, first of all, total utility will rise up till 0 and then it will fall. So and when mu is 0 means there is no benefit and no cost, we should stop eating food. So this is the point that tells us where the total is highest. So at this point, total maximum utility is highest possible. So this theory is giving us a calculation method to decide when to stop consuming high units of food. So this is an example shown here. So now we'll study the example of drinking water. So our objective is that we are thirsty. and we need to drink water. So we see that for each glass of water, we are getting less thirsty. So when we drank our first glass of water, we were more thirsty. For the second glass, we were less thirsty. It means it will give us less benefit. So our happiness from drinking a new glass is less than the previous one. So reason is that we are not thirsty anymore. So at the first glass we were more thirsty, so it gave us more benefit. In the second glass we were less thirsty, and it gave us less benefit. So this way mu is falling with the increase in glass of water. So what the slope it has negative slope. And as Tu is the sum of mu, so if mu is falling, so Tu will increase slowly. That's why TU curve is bended downward. So you can see the black line, it is increasing first, then it is decreasing. But the marginal, this is total utility line, and this is marginal utility line, it is decreasing. So, and we stop drinking and mu is equal to 0. Why? Because at that point TU is maximum. So when mu is 0, the sixth glass will note that TU is, let's take a different color. So TU is maximum at this point. So and why we are not stopping at 5? Because both have same answer. Why we are not stopping? The answer was that when you are drinking water, actually you don't know before drinking how much benefit it will give you. So ideally you will stop here, because after drinking you will know that there was no gain from this water. So you'll stop at class number 6. So this theory is telling us that first of all you will buy how many glasses of water that you can afford. Then you will drink up to the point where mu is 0. So hopefully this is clear now that first of all you will getting more benefit because the mu was positive number. So it is increasing but slowing down, slowing down. It became straight line when it is 0, and it started to decrease when it became negative. So there are like 3 regions. So let me change the color and then show you. The first region is from here to 5th. This point is where your utility is increasing, and from 5th to 6th the utility is constant, and from 6th onward utility is decreasing. So ideally you should buy either 5 units or 6 units, depending upon if you know how much utility you will get before drinking or after drinking. So if you know before, you should buy 5 glasses because it will save you some money. But if you don't know before drinking, then you should do 6 glasses, because 0 is better than -2. So this is the calculation and logic that is behind the law of diminishing marginal utility. So now I'm talking about some applications of this diminishing marginal utility. So there are a few questions. So why consumer need maximum? Why we need to maximize our utility? Why? Because we are rational agents. So we are rational agents. So rational agents, what they do is they maximize their benefit from their actions. So that's why we maximize. So explain one product which for which mu comes quickly, means it's on the second or third item, and for one it takes time. So it depends upon the gain, the benefit. So what does the difference between these two products? So for one product, the M is, for example, for the burger, the mu was at 4, and for water, mu was at 6. So why it is different? So it is different. It depends upon the usefulness, how useful it is. So the more it is useful, the more we will get, and it means it will take more units to go to mu is equal to 0 point. So why our need and urge of food is kept the same? So it talks about the assumption of the taste. So if the taste is changing, so taste should be same, so that the calculation is feasible. If the tastes are changing, we cannot use this table calculate, because the now product is different. So it should have a different table. So we in this theory we were talking about one product. Now it is more than one product. So this theory will not apply. So why we need the food consumption to be the same in sitting? So if the sitting is not same, it means the urge will come again. So suppose you talk about whole day. So you were hungry in the morning and you ate four burgers. Then in the evening you are hungry again, so you eat more. So if your sitting is not fixed, then it will start again. So the calculation will not be meaningful. So calculation will be confusing. So as a producer agent, what does DMU describe? So logically, this theory is not for buyers because buyers already know how to buy, so they do not need this calculation. So what is the benefit for the sellers? The sellers, it is giving the sellers the hint of uh, how to make their product useful. They found out that if the more product is more useful, the more consumer will buy. So this will way we can learn as a seller. Okay, so these are few applications. Before taking that, I will take few. If you have any questions, please raise hand. Otherwise, I will talk about the applications of diminishing margin utility. Yes, Numan Sohail.
सर वो काइंडली सेकंड जो क्वेश्चन था लास्ट का एप्लीकेशन ऑफ डीएमयू का उसको एक्सप्लेन कीजिएगा.
सेकंड वाले का आंसर मैं दोबारा देने लगा हूँ, तो वो अगली स्लाइड में आ जाएगा. और कोई
हाँ
क्वेश्चन है
सर.
तो और तो कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है. नुमान सोहेल, चलें
नहीं नहीं,
उसका
क्लियर है,
जवाब.
क्लियर. थैंक यू सो मच.
ठीक है, तो उसका जवाब मैं अभी देने लगा हूँ, तो आपको क्लियर हो जाएगा. ठीक है. So here we are now giving you some examples of how this diminishing marginal utility is used by sellers in daily business life. So since consumers already know how what is their optimal point, so logically we don't need a theory. So what we discuss is that you don't do any calculations while you are eating regarding how much to eat. So this calculation that we shown is actually done in your mind, and it is so quick that you do never notice that this calculation is being done. So this theory is technically not used for the buyers. So uh, so why this theory is needed? So this theory is needed to guess how a consumer will respond to a product. Okay, so now we are discussing that. So it is designed for producers to do what? First, it will help them to decide product package size. Okay, for example, there are four products. There is a liquid product. There are four types of liquid product. First is perfume of 100 ml and medicine of 200 ml, 500 ml soft drink, and 1000 ml water. So why all liquids have different package size? Because we already know that the per unit use of perfume is very small, and medicine is also small, soft drink. So the use of water is big. That's why sellers make bigger bottle, and it is up till 19 liters. Soft drink is maximum 2.5 liter, and medicine in maximum 200 ml, and perfume is maximum 100 ml. So why they don't make bigger bottles of perfume? Because we don't need that much perfume, because we use it so small. And if we make bigger units, what will happen? So what will happen if we make perfume of 19 liter? First of all, it will take forever to finish. So we will be bored by same perfume. We want different perfume type. So it will take forever. Okay. So we don't want. Secondly, we already know that perfume is very expensive, so 19-liter bottle will be unaffordable. Okay, so it will be very expensive. So even 100 ml bottle is very expensive. So what will happen if it's a 19-liter? Third problem is it's manageable. It is unmanageable. So you don't know how to manage because you don't know where to keep it. So you cannot keep it in your kitchen. You have to keep it in your cupboard. So 19-liter bottle will be too big to manage. So that's why. And why it is this? Because we know that the unit of perfume is very small. What is this unit? It might be one ml. It's one stroke. And what is the unit of medicine? It is one tablespoon. It's very small. And what is the unit of soft drink? It is one glass. It is bigger. And what is the unit of water? It can be 1 to 2 glass. So since the unit of consumption of water is big, that's why you see the bigger units of water. And you drink more units of water when you are hungry, when you're thirsty. That's why the packet is bigger. And the soft drink, you take smaller units, uh, and you don't consume that much. So that's why the bottles are not big. It's only 2.5 liter. And then the medicine you only take when you are ill, and it's only 1 tablespoon. So you don't need 19-liter bottle of what you call it medicine, because you're not that ill. Doctors will give you 200 ml bottle to say just to take 1 tablespoon for a week, and that will be enough. So you don't need 19-liter bottle. That will be also very expensive, unaffordable, and useless. When you are not ill anymore, that medicine is useless. So, and for perfume, the use is one stroke. So you just spray on yourself, and that includes very small amount. That's why what will happen, that the bigger bottle will be very expensive. So this is the application of diminishing marginal utility. Said that it defines us how to create package size. So how big the package should be. So that's why you notice some products have bigger boxes, some have smaller boxes. Second feature is for the IT sector or the website developers, that you you can decide how much features should be there in the demo or trial version of a software. So if you give too many features in a trial version, so uh, if you show too many features, what will happen? Consumer will consumer will fulfill his need, and he will not need to buy the software. So if you give them too few features, what will happen? Consumer will not know if the product is useful. Okay, so this is the difference. So this theory tells us to find the optimal point regarding how many features should be shown in the demo version, so that the consumer is forced to buy that software. So this is an application in the software development or application development feature. Last is decide about the product marketing strategy. So it will give you an idea how to market it. So if the product is like electricity connection, so this product everyone have. So you don't need to give an advertisement because everyone already have it, and they need only one unit in the lifetime. So every house have one connection. They don't need second connection. So their MU for second is already negative. So you don't need to go to the second unit because they don't have any benefit from it. Some areas there is benefit because you can rent it out, so you can have two connections for a upper portion or lower portion, so that you can minimize the electricity bill. But logically, you don't need a second connection because electricity is enough from coming from one side. Okay, for example, it's a energy drink, so you drink it regularly, so you see that there's a constant reminder in through advertisement. So if the product is consumed regularly, what happens that there are many advertisements coming from it. So this is an application of law of diminishing marginal utility. Okay. Let's move forward. Let's see what's the next topic.